All right, so we hear it all the time, right? AI is changing everything. But what if the most powerful AIs out there are kind of stuck? Like they're these brilliant brains in a jar, but they don't have any eyes or ears or hands. Today, we're going to look at the protocol that's designed to give AI its senses and really unlock its power to interact with the world.
And that's really the big question, isn't it? A large language model can write a beautiful sonnet or break down super complex data, but right out of the box, it's completely sealed off. It can't check the weather, it can't book you a flight, it can't even read a file that's sitting on your desktop. So how do we build that bridge between the AI's digital mind and the real physical world?
Well, the answer that's starting to take shape is a standardized approach called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. At its heart, it's just an open set of rules for how AI applications can be given context, all the information they need to be truly useful. But to really get it, you only need to remember one simple idea.
It's the USB-C port for AI. Just think about that for a second. Remember that absolute nightmare of having a different cable for your phone, your camera, your laptop? MCP wants to solve that exact same problem, but for AI. The goal is one single universal standard to connect any tool, any data source, or any service to any AI model out there.
And what this does is create a world where, well, everything just works. If you're a developer and you build a tool that speaks MCP, you know it's going to plug in to any AI that's compatible. And for you and me, it means we can finally take our favorite tools with us, plugging them into whatever new AI app we want to try without being locked into one single system.
Okay, so if MCP is our universal plug, how does the whole thing actually, connect? Well, under the hood, this conversation always has three main players.
First up, you've got the MCP host. Think of this as the mothership, the main AI application, basically your laptop. Now, when that host wants to use a specific tool, it spins up an MCP client, which is like a single dedicated USB port just for that tool. That port then connects to the MCP server. This is the tool itself, the thing you're plugging in, whether that's a webcam, a connection to a database, or a live stock ticker.
All right, so we've got our players on the field, but what are they actually talking about? The whole point of this protocol is to share context. That's the magic ingredient that makes an AI smart and actually capable of doing things.
So what is this context they're all sharing? MCP breaks it down into three really simple but super powerful building blocks.
And it's beautifully simple. First, you give the AI tools. These are actions it can do, like go and query a database. Second, you give it resources. These are things it can know, like, hey, here are the contents of this specific file. And third, you give it prompts, which are basically just templates to help it structure its responses. A rule for how to write a good summary. And that's it. Do, know, and structure. That is the entire language of context.
Okay, theory is one thing, but let's see how this actually works in the real world. We're going to follow the conversation as an AI discovers and then uses a brand new tool. A simple weather app will be our example.
The whole thing plays out like a simple four-step dance. First, the two sides meet with a handshake. Then the AI asks for the menu of what the tool can do. Then it makes its ask to use one of those skills. And finally, and this is really important, the tool can send an update if it learns some new tricks. Let's watch it play out.
So the dance begins. The AI client connects to the weather tool's server. That's our handshake. Right away, it asks, "Hello, what can you do?" This is the menu step. The server replies, and just like that, the AI now knows a new skill exists: get current weather. It has literally just learned how to do something new.
Okay, now comes the ask. The AI sends a command, "Great, use your current weather tool for San Francisco." The server goes and does its thing, grabs the live data, and sends back a perfectly structured answer. And notice, the AI doesn't just get a wall of text back. It gets data it can actually understand and use immediately.
But here is the most elegant part of this whole dance: the update. What happens a week later when the developer adds a 5-day forecast feature to their tool? The old way, the AI would have to constantly ask, "Anything new? How about now? Anything new yet?" It's called polling, and it's super inefficient. But with MCP, the server just sends out one little notification. boom! The AI instantly updates its menu. It's dynamic, it's efficient, and it means the AI is always up to date.
So, you've got this universal connector, this shared language, this elegant little dance. And it might all just sound like, technical plumbing. But why does a standard like this really matter? Well, because it fundamentally changes the game for the entire ecosystem.
It matters because we're moving away from these siloed, walled gardens and into a truly open marketplace for AI skills. Developers don't have to write custom code for every single app anymore. They can build one amazing tool and know it'll plug into anything. And for us, it means true portability. We can take our personalized setup, our tools, our data with us to any AI we want, building a single, unified assistant that actually grows with us.
You see, ultimately, building a simple, open standard for AI, that's not just a technical project. It's about laying the groundwork for a future we can't even really imagine yet. And it leaves us with this huge question to think about. What on earth will we create when any AI can instantly and universally connect to any tool?